Tulsa, good basketball team. We played well here the first time. I think the score was 58-48. It was a good defensive game. We did a great job on Jeriah Horn. He was 1 for 11. We got to have that same type of effort on defense to defend the three-point line. We got to do a good job of attacking the matchup zone. So if we can get some stops and get out in transition to beat the zone down the floor, that's always good. But in the half court, we gotta be able to cut. We gotta move the basketball. We can't be stagnant, and we gotta get on the offensive glass. They're really good at home. You know, they make shots, so we gotta defend at a high level. But we gotta execute versus the matchup zone.
What will need to change, you think, the most over this week for you guys to be able to make a run in Fort Worth?
I think our defense. You know, we're not a great offensive team, but we've been a good defensive team for most of the year. Our offense can't affect our defense, and that's what I've been talking to the team about. We still got to defend. You know, game at Memphis, we weren't scoring the basketball, but we didn't defend. You know, for us to have a chance, our defense got to be elite.
Is it frustrating for you to be at this point in the season and they're still having those mental lapses on defense? Because it seems like, you know, every week we kind of talk about the same thing of like the guys, hey, can't let the offense affect the defense, but sometimes obviously it does.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. I still remember when we were 6-1, you know, things were going well. We were going on the road, winning basketball games, and now our defense is slipping. You know, game against Memphis, we didn't defend at all. We didn't get back in transition. We didn't guard them in the half court. And in order for us to have a chance in these next two games, we got to defend at a high level. So that's the focus point in practice the last couple of days is defense. We got to defend.
As we've seen the growth of Craig and Ricky and Kenny, some of the younger guys, do you have any opportunity now to sort of look at the future? It's kind of Wild West now with the transfer portal and everything else. Do you have any grasp of what the core is for this team and what their future looks like?
I'm happy with everybody on the team as far as like we don't have a senior on the team. We're not going to have a senior night. Dex and Mo basically told me that they'll play college basketball next year, so that was great news. We got a good core coming back. I really like our freshmen a lot. I think Kenny is going to be a big-time player. Isaac Abide is going to be a good player. He's been really good in practice. Ricky has really grown. He's getting better defensively. Craig Porter has made a jump. He's gotten better. Probably, you know, we got a scholarship left. We had, you know, another guy, but we got the bulk of those guys coming back.
Do you I mean, Dexter and Mo indicated that they'll come back here? Like, are you pretty confident that everybody's back there?
We didn't talk about that. They just basically told me, Coach, we want to come back. We want a senior night. I normally sit down with guys at the end of the year, so right after the conference tournament. Depends on when it ends, hopefully on Sunday. You know, I visit with those guys 2 days later, and we have those conversations then, and I give them the floor. You know, obviously I'm going to tell those guys, you know, Dexter Moore, I would love to have them back, but it's their decision in the end.
Does it feel like that group's still united even with the struggles? Like, do you feel good about the culture of the locker room? And that
Yeah. Those guys are still together. You know, we had a good team meeting, you know, at the practice yesterday. And the senior guys, you know, Dex and Mo, they talked a lot about what we needed to do in order to get better. And, you know, the attitudes were positive. Only thing they said was we got to put that game behind us and go out and play well in these next two games.
In the Memphis game, obviously, I mean, it's, you know, the score was tough. It's tough to, you know, react to, you know, when you're down by that much. But, like, the body language, any of that stuff concern you? Or like when you went back and just watched it on film, I mean, what did you think of just like the, you know, when the guys got down? Did you like the fight, or were you kind of concerned about some of the body language?
I liked the fight in the second half. I thought we did a good job. I think we got outscored 2 points. I would like, you know, for us to have done that in the first half. We just got down, you know, early and just couldn't get back into it. We missed a lot of shots. You know, some of them were tough shots. Some of them were wide open shots. But we didn't defend at a high level. But you know, that first half, we tried to put that behind us. In the locker room, it was positive, and them guys never stopped fighting. I give Memphis a lot of credit. They played great, had a great game plan, and those guys have had our number the last two games.
I I think there's still a possibility that you guys could leapfrog Cincinnati. You know, obviously you need help on their end, but you know, if you guys go 2-0 this week, there's still a chance to move up. How do you guys kind of, you know, is that a rallying cry? Is that something like motivation, or are you guys more just focused on, you know, let's just play our best basketball going in the conference tournament, or do you guys are you focused on, you know, where you can move up in the seeding?
Yeah, I hadn't been focused on the standings. I've been focused on more winning this next game. That's what we got in front of us. We can't look ahead and worry about standings. In order to move up, you know, you got to win basketball games, and it's going to start at Tulsa. And that's all we've been talking about, you know, playing better defensively. We know we got to attack the matchup zone, but we got to get better defensively.
Last road game of the regular season, you know, you guys are still looking for a road win. How confident are you going to Tulsa knowing that you kind of handle business when you face them here?
Yeah, we still going in there with confidence. We know we got a good basketball team. We got 3 games that we didn't play on the road, you know, at ECU, at SMU, and at Temple. So we 3 games short of our normal games on the road. This is our last opportunity to get a win. I definitely talked to those guys about we need to get one on the road. This will be a tough one. We played well here the first time versus Tulsa. Those guys will play a lot better at home, and we got to step our game up and play a lot better on the road. And we got to play for 40 minutes. Can't be 30 minutes. Can't be a bad first half and try to come out in the second half and catch up. We got to be ready to go for 40 minutes.
I know, you know, talking to you last week, you guys were preparing for that Memphis pressure. I know you guys, you know, try to simulate it in practice. You tell them about it, what it's going to be like, and then, you know, for them to, you know, just not respond well that first half. Like, when you went back and watched it, like, what do you chalk that up to? Was it, I'm sure you guys prepared for it, so, like, what, I mean, in your mind, you know, why did it not just work out?
I don't know, just to start the game, like we had 2 or 3 passes where they were not pressing us. We got a guard thrown into another guard and just went out of bounds. For some reason, we just wasn't ready to go in that first 20 minutes. I mean, the locker room, we had a lot of energy. I thought we had a good shoot-around, not a shoot-around, but at the hotel, a good walkthrough. I thought film was good. I thought guys were asking questions. I thought the scouting report was good. We just didn't come out ready to go in that first 20 minutes, and they came right at us, and we got behind, and we never could catch up.
It's like, is it to avoid stuff like that where you said, you know, the team's just not ready to go? Is that just take someone on the team, a leader, to be like, hey guys, we need to snap out of this, or like what's missing with this team, do you feel like?
You know what, in that game, you know, I hadn't been a guy that called a lot of timeouts, but I called 3 in the first half. I called one at I think they went up 7-0. I called one when they went up 15-something timeout. I tried to call a lot of timeouts to stop the bleeding, but nothing seemed to work. You know, the first time out, I went at those guys hard. The second time out, I didn't want to spook anybody, so I kind of calmed down and, you know, just said, look, we got to gather ourselves and be ready to go, win these 4 minutes. So every talk you could think of, I tried to give those guys, but nothing seemed to work. Give Memphis a lot of credit. They were ready to go that first 20 minutes. I guess they're fighting for NCAA tournament berth, and they just came out and played harder than us. But we got to be ready to go against Tulsa. It's our next game on the road. We hadn't won a conference game on the road in, I think, 4 or 5 tries. And this is a big basketball game for us, a rivalry game against a team like Tulsa. And they're going to be ready to go. I mean, we had a great defensive game plan. We held them to 48 points here, so we got to do the same on the road at Tulsa.
You're kind of building your own culture here and everything. How important is it to have a guy like Craig Porter? You know, he's kind of leaves it out on defense, offense, just everything he does, it seems like.
Man, love him. He's gotten so much better. He's healthy. He plays the right way. I've been talking to our guys because he has the best three-point shooting percentage on the team. And I say he's a pass-first guy. You can't just focus on scoring. He has great numbers because he's thinking about doing other stuff that affect the game. Rebounding, defending, making the extra pass, and now he's starting to score the basketball. And I think it's the fact that he's thinking pass first.
I think you touched on after the Houston game, like those angry plays, those loose balls, 50-50 balls. You know, you guys competed against Houston, then like Memphis. I'm not sure that was the same effort level. Do you feel like that might be like what's missing right now with this team is just like those 50-50, those loose balls, and you guys just aren't getting them this year?
I think that's the case. I think, we got a lot of guys that, are wired in their mind to score, and that's the most important thing. And we got to get back to winning basketball, defending at a high level, rebounding, playing with toughness, playing the shocker way. And we've always won games here, not just with talent, but just guys having a high basketball IQ, guys playing hard, guys being the toughest team on the floor, getting on those 50-50 balls, making those plays like the kid from Houston made by diving on loose balls. We got to get back to that if we want to win basketball games in these last two.
How much does momentum matter? If you guys know your only path to the NCAA tournament is through the conference tournament, winning it, how much does what you do this week in these final two games carry into what could happen forward?
I think it means a lot. I think if you can get on a winning streak, know that you can win basketball games, gain some confidence, play the right way going into the conference tournament, I think it can help you. Anytime you go into the conference tournament with losses, is always make it tough because you don't have that confidence you need. So if you can go win a game on the road, play well at home, and win a game, get off to a good start in the conference tournament, you got a chance.
Now that we are officially in March, what's your favorite part of this month and kind of the end of the regular season into the craziness of March Madness?
March Madness is always fun. It's always a Cinderella story. We've always had a great, February. So I want to end it on the right note. Playing well, going into the conference tournament, and hopefully we can get into that conference tournament and try to win, one game at a time, and just continue to get better and take it one game at a time, and just, play hard, play the shocker way, and get back to defending at a high level.